Yo, we're back with our next episode of Sryth Fantasy Text-Based RPG. Last time we went across a city where a ball creature summoned by a demon killed everybody except for 5 young children who were able to hide long enough for us to show up. I mean, Thane, stop sending people out who can't handle killing stuff. Like, come on. This whole thing could have been prevented. So that was devastating to Allison, I'm sure. And now, hopefully Thane learned a lesson about Mr. Pyron, learned a lesson about sending less than reputable people out to do things. So let's hit the next adventure. A couple episodes back, we ran across the Yeltham crew. They tried to kill us. Some lady did with the bolt sling or whatever it was called. So let's see what's up now. Thanks so much for hanging and joining me. Let's go. And so begins revenge. Then Pirate tells you that once again, the problem that has caused him to call upon your services is the murderous band of thieves known as Yeltham Crew. You learn that only 2 nights ago, members of the Ruthless Gang killed 2 city guardsmen who attempted to bring in one of the number Gadarons in. My response has already been delayed, but I need my agents to gather for me who it is who had a hand in the killing, said Thane grimly. The man who led the rabble that cuts down 2 of my men wears a black patch over his left eye. He frequents the area around the far pier at the harbour front just before dark, and apt to avoid the conspicuousness of using any official means at my disposal, so I come to you, friend. The Emperor tells you that he wishes you to venture to the far pier along the harbour front to see if you can locate the one-eyed man. How you dispose of him is of no concern to me, said the Thane coldly. A body left lying in the street is likely to evoke the kind of fear in the hearts of these brigands that might leave them thinking bleaker of the lot in the city. The Thane regains his exposure and sighs. He then tells you that the sooner you can begin the task, the better. Okay. Thane Pyron smiles and meets you in the shoulder cross. You're brave and able, but I warn you to take every precaution. So that the members of this despicable crew will be quick to come to an aid of one of theirs who lands in trouble, even if just to slice his throat and silence him. They are governed by no code of conduct as might guide our own actions. Strike quickly and return here at once. The Thane pours you a vessel of root wine and drinks with you to the success of your imminent mission. That should stave off the chill of the peers at this hour. My prayers are with you, my friend. Sure. Dusk finds you staked out in the mouth of the breeze-strewn. Get over here? Okay. Alley, not far from the long, stony jet known to all as the far pier. At first there's no sign of anyone around the pier, but after only a few moments of your vigil, you spot 3 shadowy figures moving along the harbour front. The suspicious trio stops at the foot of the jetty and begins to converse among themselves. Hoping to get a better look at the 3 figures and perhaps overhear some of their conversation, you creep closer, taking up a new position behind the pile of smashed barrels and just in front of the ramshackle building at the edge of the pier. From here you can hear the men somewhat clearly, and more than once you make out the words Thane and Pyron. And now there's the other one, says one of them, his back turned to you. He was the one at the Crowned Pig. The others might make light of it, but I don't. There's trouble to be had in that quarter unless something is done. Okay, what we got? Your ears pick up an unmistakable sound of a horse step on the street behind you. Forewarned, you spin around to find a knife-wielding man creeping up on you. Your unkempt would-be assailant garbed in grimy breeches and filthy shirt grins and flips his blade from hand to hand. Well then, so it is, he sneers. Are we trying to keep people alive? No, kill. He says he's good with killing them, so I say die. You step back from the corpse of the grimy rogue and exhale heavily. A noise from behind you makes you spin around and immediately find yourself confronted by the 3 men you observed in the gloom only moments ago. The middle of the trio has a black patch covering his left eye. Oh, it's you. Well, an unexpected guest to say the very least, said the one-eyed man. He knows that the 2 men flanking him produce a stout wood, cudgels, and stride forward to engage you. And that kill. The bloody corpses of the 2 rogues at your feet is impressive, said the one-eyed man. You turn immediately toward the one-eyed man and take a threatening step in his direction. He throws up his hands and pleads with you to listen to him. I know who you are, Allison, he says flatly. Let's not get off on the wrong foot. I have no quarrel with you, and I think that understanding between us might be beneficial to all. You instinctively tell him that you will not fall prey to a scheming talk, but he continues undeterred. And you perhaps think that Thane Pirate is waging the battle against us for becoming good, he says, raising out. Me and Thane are friends, okay? I might not look the regal part that he plays so convincingly, but think not for even a moment that his ends aren't his own. A void grows in the city, Allison. A space once filled by petty crime and rugged men in the street is now filled with the hard-armed height those of the glorious Thane. The street cries out for balance. All I ask is you give me and those like me a chance to preserve what precious little of the balance remains. You're somewhat taken aback by the one-eyed Rose's unexpected exposition, but remain unaware of the fact that he may be attempting to spare his own hide. I merely propose that you let me go, he says at last, breaking what has been almost a couple minutes of silence. I will disappear and cause no more notice of myself to be taken. There are those who would look kindly on this as well. Boy, I mean, it is danger to be the power behind the throne and not know if the throne's intentions are all good. But the Thane is the leader of this place. And what kind of balance? The balance should be towards good, towards protecting everyone. You out here murdering people, robbing people. Like, you expect me to let you just keep doing that? No. And if Thane's men are doing the robbing and stuff now, we'll find that out and we'll take care of that attack. A pity. One Emma doesn't seem surprised by your attack. He quickly draws short sword and prepares to defend himself. A pity. True pity. Gil. What? The one-eyed rogue staggers and falls to his knees, but before you continue your assault, he snatches up and flings a handful of dirt and pebbles into your face. You instinctively flinch and turn to the side, and when you catch only a fleeting final glimpse of him, he flees into the gloom along the quay side. Realizing the pursuit is a futile option, you decide not to give chase and instead make your way slowly back in the direction of Trim Keep. Less than an hour later, you sit next to the fire in Thane Pirate's private chamber within the sturdy walls of Trim Keep. The Thane listens with a great interest as you tell of him your encounter with the one-eyed man and his accomplices at the far pier. I should have guessed that the cow would have fled at the first opportunity, scowls the Thane, poking at the end of the long log of the edge of the fire with his toe or his boot. These birds prey upon the weak, Allison, not accomplished adventurers. Still, if it is as they say that the crew is aware of your presence, you must take extra precautions, especially here in the city. I would feel ill at ease for your safety if I didn't have the utmost respect for your ability to handle perils with such work entails. The Pirate hands you a vessel containing some root wine and holds up his own to salute your accomplishment. Let them plot, let them scheme, let them skulk about under the cloak of night. The fight only has just begun, and in Allison will get them. The Pirate takes hold of the decanter next to him and leans over to fill your vessel, and as he does, he looks you squarely in the eye. You'll get them, Allison, he says, repeating himself. Every last one of them. Darn Skippy. At length, the Thane Pirate rises and gazes out of the tall window and looks over the main courtyard of his keep and sea of rooftops that lies beyond the walls of the fortress. He sighs as he leans heavily on the sill and shakes his head. I envy you, Allison, he says, staring out the window over the city as he's sworn to defend. To live the life of adventure again. Those days are gone, I'm afraid to say, and I don't think I shall ever see them back again. It's perhaps no use to rue that which cannot be changed. For this reason or that, and indeed I speak more freely to you than I would almost anyone, and I often wish I weren't, but there, let me spare you of having to lend an ear to my burdens, but oh, to again be free. When on turn the chamber remains silent, you are stretching your legs out toward the fire, and the Thane silhouette framed in the tall window that appears across what in that which is his domain. See, it's his domain. Like, go be murder someone else. Okay, so Thane's good for now. I was trying to get the lances. And it is not even here anymore. Well, it'll be like that then. What's my peeps doing? At the quarters of Silver Crest is an outfit you now proudly lead is slowly returning to its cluttered but comfortable State. Priyan and Idriska have been hard at work making certain the crest will once again be ready to tackle the business of hunting those horrid beasts that see fit to savagely turn fang and claw against humanity. Rindal's room, located at the back of this headquarters, is now yours, though it is presently filled with too much clutter to be of any real use. Yo, I don't never think we'll be quite through it all, said Idriska, frowning as he shuffles through a box of berries odds and ends. I don't really think much of this of any use to anyone. Well, I'd best get back to it before some distraught clients come bursting in and thinks we're clearing out the old shop. Priyan, who is busy taking an inventory of all various weapons he found, seems to also be in somewhat unpleasant mood. Can't quite fathom why we need all this weaponry, he says, waving his hand at the array of weapons laid out before him. Perhaps we can send this way of some village. No doubt they are always scrounging for pieces. Some of these are actually quite good. So they're still having issues. Well, that's all we're going to come across for now. Then I'm going to go... First of all, we're going to go to my castle. You're saying my castle's not safe to inhabit right now. What? Okay. Wait, where's Jinmore? Rising on the vast, not far from Tridmore. I don't know. I don't remember which way Tridmore is. From the south? No. Secret shed. I mean, we can do this. Yes, upgrade the bed chamber, because that's important. And upgrade the servants to the grounds. I mean, where the stables go? They upgrade the stables. Alright, that's it. That's all we can do for now. Let's see, we got stuff to drop here. Alright, let's go ahead and do the adventure. The armored rider, his silver skull cap glinting in the sun and his chain shirt clinking rhythmically with each step of the proud mare, raises his gloved hand and sleek shoe as a wave he draws up to the gates of Apple River Castle. You watch his approach ever since hearing the steady clap of steeds' hooves as they bit down into the rough road leading past your magnificent residence, and as the lone horseman reaches the gates and dismounts, you surprise to find yourself face to face with a man whose age is easily placed at 70. Don't mean to disturb you, but good day to you, milady, he says, removing his tinted helmet and bowing courteously. My name is Sryth, and I thought I'd drop by and have a look at the new master of the castle. I can see that you've things well in order. Rex Sryth waves head of it and are somewhat taken aback, and he tells you that he, much like yourself, is an adventurer soon, and that his own way to collect payment for a bit of goblin work he recently completed for a few of the local farmers. Hope they've got Was owed me too, he said, sighing. Times aren't as forgiving as they once were, but I'm certain you are only to aware that. Well, no harm done, really. They've not got it either. What pressed the matter with the mind? A bit of gold is hard to come by for some. You find yourself take an instant liking to the old grey-haired man, where, while he wears no weapon, you spot 2 swords and a small axe strapped to his belongings where he's bundled up in the back of the horse. You ask Sryth to come in and rest himself before continuing with his journey, but he tells you that he's only been riding for less than a day and he's quite a few more miles to cover before dusk. Thank you all the same. Before I set off, there's something I'd better make certain I tell you. What? Sryth tells you that the previous owner of the castle, man by the name of Ormelon, was confiding him in a secret lair hidden beneath the main hall. He's something of a spellcaster and tinkerer, if you know the type, says Sryth, and he told me that he made himself a place below the castle where he can work without fear of being disturbed or discovered. The last bit had me wondering just what it is he might have been up to, but I suppose I never truly believed every word he said. He wasn't deceitful, mind, but he'd tell him for questioning things a bit. You asked Sryth what he knows about the lair beneath Apple River Castle, and he says that he only knows of its existence, and they've never been certain to even that point. I'm afraid I only know the little pieces old Ormelon chose to tell me. Well, I just thought it would be best for me to pass it on to you, my friend. If there's such a place to be found, I'm more than sure that you'll be the girl to find it. After all, you're earning yourself quite a reputation, Allerton. Thank Sryth for his information, and before he leaves, it tells you to take care should you find and investigate the hidden there. Armelon was a strange one, he says, though his tone suggests he was fond of the mage. A good enough man, but a bit reckless and mysterious. You mind to take care of finding the place for you. There's really no telling what it might be in there. Bid the old man farewell and watches as he departs, riding off seeking out the farmers whose lifestyle he recently protected from a roving band of goblins, and who are most unlikely to have the agreed upon payment at hand. With Sryth's long-kept secret still fresh in your mind, you step into the main hall of Apple River Castle and begin search for anything that will link credence to the notion of a hidden lair below. It doesn't take you long to find what you're looking for. On the western side of the hall, you discover a small stone lever set flush into the floor. The lever is difficult to see, even as you stand over it, staring straight down at it, and you immediately suspect that it's somehow connected with the hidden lair mentioned by Ormelon and related to you by Chilther. Momentarily throwing caution to the wind, you reach down and manage to work your finger just over the top of the lever. With minimal effort, you raise the lever, feel it standing on end. At first, something happens and you begin to think there's more to the simple device than meets the eye. However, as you turn to stare out across the hall, your eyes fall upon a broad section of the stone floor that now shimmers brightly. As the shimmering subsides, you're surprised to discover a large stone hatch now plainly visible in the centre of the hall. Attached to the top of a weighty stone slab is a heavy iron latch. It would appear there is something to the story about it hidden there after all. You find the option to investigate the hidden lair in the main hall of Apple River Castle. Cool. I mean, we got 12 minutes of this 30 left, so we might as well check it out. With a tremendous effort, you open the weighty stone hatch, revealing a set of broad steps that spiral downward into the shadow. You slowly and cautiously descend into the hidden lair. Okay, you stand at the base of a spiraling set of stairs that lead up to the main hall of Apple River Castle. And glowing orbs of blue and green suspended from the castle in semi-regular intervals provide a pale light that fills the corridors of the musty, long, hidden lair. Alright, let's take a look, see about. Yes, orbs. Let's disperse. Shelves of books line the wall and northwest corner of this mysterious hidden lair. You quickly peruse the various journals and tomes stacked on the stout wooden planks and conclude that nearly all of them deal with magic. Both its practice and the many theories that surround its origin and uses. The scope of some of the texts gives you the impression that Ormelon, whose secret place this was, had a mind and thus a knowledge that might have been quite beyond measure. Most measure. Yep, let's take a good look. You carefully examine the books, turn up the musty tome that contains a thought-provoking series of passages detailing some of the finer points of the art of elementalism. Beneath the lurid glow of one of the orbs that hang on the ceiling, you spend several minutes studying the finer points revealed in the passages. Yay, Arcana. Yay, elementalism. Knowledge of the art of elements you just gained through carefully study of the relevant passage in the tome has made you more keenly aware of some of the less obvious aspects of the magical discipline. Having satisfied your curiosity and completed your study of the book, place back in the shelf and prepare to once again set off along the corridor. And let's go east. Particular item. Standing against the north wall of the section corridors, a bookie odd-looking contraption. 4 tall wooden legs rise up from the floor and support a heavily tarnished copper dome. Dangling in the middle of the 4 wooden legs attached to the copper dome by 3 steady links of chain is a small iron pot. You stare thoughtfully at the hanging iron pot. The size of its shapeless interior showing a reminiscence of something. What? I don't have anything from here. This way? More books. Let's take a look. Oh, some stuff on gating. I'll take it. Let's go south. What? A chill suddenly comes over you as a dark shape looms in view out of the gloom ahead. You instinctively assume a defensive stance as a writhing mass of shadows surges into the view and rapidly morphs itself into the black silhouette of a large wolf. With an unnerving quickness, the creature's shadow surges forward, hovering just an inch off the floor as it closes in on its attack. So we got shadow creatures in here. Interesting. Let's hit this one. Check the books here. Oh, shadow magic. Sweet. Go west. Horned serpent shadow. Okay, so we're having shadow fights down here. Winged shadow beast. It's not good. Okay, this is where I came in. Right, let's go north. See what this is in the middle. The corridor you follow reaches an intersection with 3 other passages, forming a small quadrangle at the center of the junction. Then in the middle of the quadrangle, set atop a broad 3-tiered dais, is a tall, ornate iron frame mirror. Suddenly you spot a shadowy figure lurking just beyond the mirror and the edge of the dais. You rush forward to confront the unknown person, and he instantly turns to face you, revealing a tangled white beard and a pair of fierce blue eyes. The old man frowns and steps towards the mirror, reaching out with his left hand. You watch in astonishment, in astonished silence, as his bent fingers press through the solid glass surface of the mirror, as if they've been dipped into water. After turning his piercing gaze on you one last time, the man steps completely into the mirror and vanishes. What? You strive to the mirror and cautiously reach out into the surface. Your fingers stab at its cold, unforgiving surface, leaving you to wonder how the old man passed into the strange object. Puzzled and unnerved, the old man, whose intent is by no means plain, was lurking just beneath this main hall of the castle. You stand back and stare at the mirror. You see only your reflection on its shining surface. Steady. Now on your main content to let it remain it. Okay. Yes, this is interesting. Let's keep going west. And go north. I don't know what items to use here. Maybe an iron key. Doesn't work. Blue gemstone. Okay. What about a rusty iron key? About a blue stone? Netstone. Hawkstone. One tablet. Oh, a reptile coin. Nope. I don't see anything to use here. Where's this key? Over here. Excuse me. Carefully place your quickstone into the iron pot and stand back. Almost at once, a soft hum fills the air and a bright blue glow spills out the top of the small iron vessel. Moments later, the glow fades and the hum stops. You step forward to reach in the pot, happy to find that your quickstone is still there and seemingly unharmed. With your quickstone once again in your possession, you step back and examine the strange contraption, wondering if anything just happened. Did anything just happen? Okay. Well, that's all I see, except for the mirror. I don't see any other reason to be down here. To be frank, except it's a shadow fight. Could be till the creatures end. If there's an end to them. Because I'm not saying I know that there is. Where do we go from here? Understand we'll go hand in hand, but we'll walk alone in fear. Tell me, where do we go from here? Why is the path unclear? When we know home is near. At least. Understand we'll go hand in hand, but we'll walk alone in fear. Tell me. Yes, that's from Buffy. Buffy the musical. Oh, that's one of my favorite songs in there. I touch the fire and it freezes me. I like that one too. I look into it and it's black. You feel a profound sense of relief following the demise of the shadow creature. Although you can't be certain, you begin to think that you may have defeated the last of them, at least for now. Where the shadows come from, what the purpose was, remains a mystery. I guess something different will happen in the middle here. I can examine the mirror. We're standing in this intersection of four passages in the midst of the small quadrangle formed by the junction here. In the center of the quadrangle, set up a broad three-tiered dais, is a tall, ornate iron frame mirror. This was a white bearded man who went through the mirror, so let's examine it. As you stand staring in the mirror, suddenly a horrifying transformation comes over it. The mirror's solid, the reflective surfaces begin to ripple, and your image becomes distorted and suddenly vanish, replaced by a swirling cloud of dark shapes. A deep sense of dread wells up, and within you as you come to a realization that something not of this world is passing through the mirror. It's not the white-bearded man. Watching horror as a large group of winged phantoms begin to emerge from the rippling surface of the mirror. The sinister broad winged black silhouettes wail ominously as they pass the mirror into the hidden holes beneath Apple River Castle. The last, a total of 25 winged phantoms emerge from the mirror, and along with their gathered brethren, swiftly disappearing along one of the four shadowy corridors. Winged phantoms seem to pay you no heed. Suddenly, however, one of them turns and starts in direction. Okay. So I have to kill 24. What? Not cool. Not cool. Yes, there's 23 more. I can count. Caped Winged Phantom. Self, please. Yes, down 19, I got it. We're running away. 16 more. $15 more. Let's do some restoration. So 14 more, the devils. $13 more. $11 more. $10 more. I touch the fire and it freezes me. Look into it and it's black. Why can't I feel? You died or you brought back from heaven. That's a spoiler. I'm sorry. I mean, if you've seen it by now, you're not gonna see this video of me either. I hope she died. I'm free if that we dies. I better help her out. 'Cause we are born through the fire. People we will never learn. We are born through the fire and let it burn. I'm tired. I think just more, if more, after these 25, if just more stuff comes out of the mirror and it's not the end of this junk, I'm just gonna end the episode. And we'll keep going next time because I can leave anytime I want. Two more. Dos. Uno más. The near echoing wail, the winged phantom swiftly fades from view. The ancient terror spawned from For the Neverness is no more. You've slain last of 25 brilliant phantoms that emerge from the mirror. You take a moment to reflect upon the gravity of your victory and to wonder if the strange mirror has any further unpleasant surprises in store. Finally satisfied you're no longer in imminent danger in the hidden lair, you set off once again to check the mirror again. What? Nothing stirs beneath the solid surface of the mirror. You believe to find that only your own reflection gazing back at you. Still, you remain certain that it is not yet witnessed the last of the peril that will pass through the strange and powerful portal. You also think, if enough for you should have a good long talk with Faradmin. Yeah, we will. Alright. West. Alright. We are back out of that place, so we can just check daily for what's going on down there. When I come to upgrade the castle, I will check down there as well. Hopefully it doesn't take up a bunch of the time in the episodes to do that. But hey, thanks so much for hanging out and joining me. Till next time, you know what I'm gonna say. Peace.